Good morning and welcome to the daily weather operations brief. This morning we are seeing some lowered cloud cover out of the window here and unseasonably warm temperatures with some gradually increasing winds, of which are expected to be the case for a good portion of the day. That is until we see a midday frontal passage that will bring in some rain chances, and on the backside we'll see some clearing skies once that is fully moved out of the immediate area. Now, taking a look at this morning surface analysis chart here, we do have a strong low pressure system that is sweeping through the Great Lakes today, and that is going to bring in a cold front to the region this afternoon, as mentioned earlier. And ahead of that front, what we are currently experiencing now, a warm front has settled over the local area and is helping to boost those temperatures to above average levels, with highs for this afternoon anticipated in the upper 50s. Then we'll see that cold front move through. We'll see the chance of some isolated to scattered showers work their way into the forecast. But with that being said, those overall rainfall totals do look to remain light. And then once that front passes, we'll see some good mixing and a strong low-level jet. That will help to produce some westerly winds that could easily gust in excess of 40 miles per hour, and that will place us well above any wind advisory criteria, so certainly something to anticipate for this afternoon. And then by Tuesday, we'll have a surface high pressure system to the southwest and a strengthening low in eastern Canada that are going to work together to bring in some cooler air and reinforce that cold air over the local region. And that will keep those highs in the upper 30s for tomorrow, with those breezy westerly winds hanging on until temperatures start to warm up on Wednesday, and that pressure gradient between that low to the southwest and that high over eastern Canada, once that pressure gradient relaxes a little bit, we'll see those winds also begin to mellow out on Wednesday. As for our current weather conditions out on the field today, we do have a broken cloud layer at 600 feet and a broken deck at 25,000 feet with 3 statute miles of visibility, but that is rather variable at this time. Winds are out of the south-southwest and at about 13 knots, with a temperature of 55 degrees and our relative humidity value being at 96%. Pulling up the most recent satellite imagery here, we can see off to the west, passing over the mountain region, the Mountain West region, we can see that cold front that is passing through, working its way eastwards, and that will ultimately reach our local neck of the wood here, likely after noon, just after noon, that is, maybe 1 to 2 p.m., should see that start passing overhead and bringing in those rain chances. But other than that, we are socked in with a good bit of cloud cover that is anticipated to persist at least until that front reaches the local area. Now, this is the NAM high-resolution model run on a 24-hour loop, and here we are. We can see that band of rain that kind of pulls together as that front passes through. We see that overall the nature of those showers do look to be rather scattered and or isolated in the local area. And then on the backside, we see some lake effect snow persisting for the next few hours, given favorable winds. But overall, aside from that passage where we might see some light showers, we should remain dry for most of the other periods in the 24 hours ahead. And that brings us to the 24-hour forecast chart here. We can anticipate cloudy conditions to start us off today. We'll see that front come through just after noon, bringing in some rain chances, and then following which we will see clearing skies, and those winds will be progressively increasing throughout the day, again gusting potentially over 40 miles per hour this afternoon, so we do have a good chance of a wind advisory for the day ahead. And in the earlier portions of today, as of the current period, we are seeing those lowered cloud decks, so those will likely persist until that front comes through and cleans house. And then for Tuesday, those winds will remain elevated, but our rain chances will have since left the area. And that brings us to the short-term forecast. So for Tuesday, we can anticipate partly cloudy and breezy conditions and a high of 39. Those winds will linger and then begin to die down on Tuesday night, in which we can anticipate partly to mostly cloudy conditions and a cooler low of 27. And then for Wednesday, partly cloudy and a high of 42. And that is going to conclude the daily weather operations brief. Hope everyone has a great day, and we'll be back at 10 o'clock with the 7-day outlook.